Thanks for staying tuned. Like I said earlier, today we'll be looking at the hospitality industry in Nigeria. My guest on the show today is Viva Kadiri. She is a hotelier. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, so Viva, the hospitality industry in Nigeria. First, let's get to understand what hospitality entails.
Okay. Hospitality is coined from the word hospice, and hospice means host. Therefore, relationship between a guest and the host entails hospitality. And then in carrying out hospitality, you have to think about accepting this guest with warmth,
Okay.
and then have a good relationship with them in order for them to be loyal to your business and for them to patronize you some other time afterwards.
Okay. All right. Now, when we talk about hospitality, the minds of some persons is just limited to hotel. Is that all about hospitality?
No. Hospitality has various branches that a lot of people fail to realize. Tourism and travel
Okay.
is a branch of hospitality. Catering is also a branch. You have event planning.
Okay.
You have recreational centers like the zoo.
Okay.
It's also
part of
hospitality.
So it is very broad.
It's very broad.
Okay.
But a lot of people actually, single it to hotel.
Okay. Now, since we know that hospitality is broad enough to cover tourism and travel, to cover catering, to cover what
Even
other
fast
aspects?
food.
Even fast food restaurants. And so let's look at them one after the other. In Nigeria, we have so many tourist sites, but how do you think tourism is faring in Nigeria today?
Well, I would say tourism in Nigeria is more of domestic travel that we do more. And in taking out domestic travel, you look at people, they travel for leisure sometimes, people, they travel for business, and it could be for events,
Okay.
and whenever they travel, definitely is the hotelier that, gives them food, that gives them lodging, and so on. So it complements it in a
Okay.
whole lot of ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, since the COVID-19 pandemic, at some point, hotels were even closed, restaurants were closed, were only allowed to do takeout. So how has the pandemic affected the hospitality industry in general?
Yes, that has really affected it in a lot of ways. Firstly, sales was as low as zero, because there was a point during the pandemic that there was no social gathering.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of hospitality businesses were closed, because definitely you have so many people gathered at a particular place,
Okay.
whether fast food, whether catering, whether events and all that. So for that was, it affected actually the sales of the business. And there was a total lockdown at a particular point. But then afterwards, it was now difficult, like regaining the loyalty of some customers, because now they would have found, some people used that pandemic to maybe upgrade their structures, upgrade their services, their facilities and all that. So by so doing, a lot of people, they went somewhere else instead of probably looking at your own business. Yeah.
Okay. So before pandemic, what other challenges was the hospitality industry faced with?
Thank you for that question. Actually, before pandemic and still now, we have power as one of the issues that hospitality business is faced with. It's not really easy, having a business without power supply. Even when you have to get like a secondary source, which is maybe generator and all that. But then even running the cost of running generators these days is on the high side. Yeah, diesel is now 275 naira per liter. which is not good for our business. So by so doing, you just find that our power is a major challenge. If only we can have constant and, you know, if only we can have constant power supply, that will go a long way to help us. Then the insecurity in the state is also a problem. People want to come to, for example, hotels. People want to travel when they know that the roads are secured, the areas they are coming to, they are secured. So a lot of insecurity issues, you know, on ground right now in Nigeria. So yeah, those are some of the issues that...
Now you mentioned while talking about tourism that most of the tourist activities we have in Nigeria are domestic. Is it that the tourist sites that we have are not attractive enough to pull those from outside of Nigeria, or it's because of the issues that we have, talking about insecurity and power issue?
Insecurity is the major issue on ground. Why? You know, the tourist attractions we have here in Nigeria is not attractive enough, or it's not pulling, you know, guests from outside Nigeria to come to the country. Yeah.
Now you're an hotelier. Now, apart from Benin City, what other city in Nigeria do you think is friendly to hospitality business?
There are lots of places in Nigeria that you have good hospitality business. Abuja is the major, you know.
Really, Abuja?
Lagos. Yeah. Different states, apart from the north, that we are scared of, you know, with the Boko Haram and all that. I think all other states, they have good, you know, facilities to attract people. Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the COVID-19 pandemic challenge. How did you deal with it as someone who runs hospitality business? How did you handle it by the time you were reopened for business?
Okay, first of all, during the pandemic, I had to send some people home. That's some workers, I'm sorry.
Some staff.
Yeah, some of my staff had to go home because there was no business at all at that point. So they were sent home to resume, you know, subsequently when we were told to reopen. But unfortunately, at the time it was for us to reopen, those people, most of them, had found something else to do. Some went into business, you know, and they did not resume. So that was also another challenge. Staffing was an issue because as a result of the pandemic. Then afterwards, it was not easy, you know, gaining the loyalty of your customers. Because a lot of them, some of them relocated, some of them, you know, found somewhere else to go, you know. It was not easy, but thank God for the internet. You know, yeah. You have their numbers, you make, you know, you send SMSs, and then you put them in like a group chat on WhatsApp that you could tell them, oh, this is happening at this end this time. So, yeah.
Hospitality business, apart from hotel, restaurants, and all other aspects of hospitality, recreational activities, having recreational centers, these are all leisure services. Now, in a country like Nigeria, where people work a lot because they have to make ends meet, how do you think the hospitality sector is doing? Because you must have enough for yourself first before you want to spend on leisure.
Yeah, there are still so many people who prefer this luxury, you know, kind of life. They need some pampering, not just the home thing. Some people still want to go out, you know, to relax, you know, home. They are home, but then they want to...
Home away from home.
Yeah, home away from home, yeah. So it's our own responsibility to make them feel this way, to give them that entertainment. Some people want serene, some people, they want noise, you know. So it's for you to just be able to, you know, cut across. All work and no play, you know, it's not good. So a lot of people, after working Monday to Friday, weekends, it's actually the beehive of activities in the hotel business. From Friday, then a lot of activities are going on. Yeah.
Okay, so the government have been advised to invest in tourism, as experts say that if you spend, for every dollar spent, the return on the investment is huge. Now, how does the tourism and travel segment of the hospitality sector service other aspects of that sector?
Actually, when you talk about tourism, you know, it has to do with traveling from one place to another. So it services those aspects, because if people, they come for business, for example, to a country or to a state, definitely they will want some time off their business schedule to relax. Definitely it still falls back to the hotel business. It still falls out back to the recreational centers. For example, if I'm new to an area, I want to know, what does this area have to give me? Yeah. There could be museums, for example, in Edo State. I could go to the museum to go and see how it's going. So definitely, if they invest on tourism and travel, it will definitely help in boosting the economy and boosting the hospitality business, whether recreational, whether the zoos, whether, you know, the eateries we have and all that. Because the more persons we have, the more establishments or the more businesses that will want to open, so they are serviced.
Okay. Now, what segment of the hospitality sector do you think is more patronized among others in Nigeria?
I would say the hotel.
The hotel. Okay. Yes. Why the hotel?
The hotel, because a lot of people, they need accommodation.
Okay.
Yeah. Because in a hotel, you have so many segments in it. You have the catering department in the hotel, and that is part of the hospitality. You have the bar for entertainment, or the club for entertainment in the hotel. You have recreational activities. For example, you have a swimming pool, you have a lawn tennis court,
a gym,
you know, a gym in the hotel. So the hotel encompasses a lot of so that is why I would say the hotel as an entity now, with others involved in it.
Okay. Now, looking at hospitality in Nigeria, what area do you think needs improvement to meet with international standard, or to cater for the particular needs of Nigerians?
Okay. First of all, power. Like we said, it's a big issue. Power is not favorable to the business. People, they want to experience comfort when they come to the hotel.
Okay.
You see people visit the hotel, when you tell them you don't have lights and probably you have a small gen running, you tell them, I want to give you fan, not AC. They tell you, no, in my house I have fan, I need AC, you know. So they want that comfort, and that has to do with power. If the power sector can be improved, it will go a long way to boost the hospitality business. Then secondly, the insecurity of the state is actually a stigma. You know, if, for example, in a hotel, you hear that some bad incidents happened. For example, somebody was shot, somebody was robbed, and it's a bad image actually for the hotel business. Yeah. So if insecurity can actually be improved, it will be a good thing for the hospitality business.
Okay.
And then I would also add that more educational programs should be done on hospitality and tourism in Nigeria.
Okay. To enlighten people why they should patronize such sectors, right?
Yes, to enlighten people, as in to teach them. Because right now, we just, you know, a lot of staffs that we have do not have degree in hospitality. So you have to like train your workers
to be professionals.
To be professionals, yeah. But if these degrees are available, it will go a long way to help the sector, the hospitality sector, because actually it's one of the fastest growing sector in Nigeria, adding to their GDP.
Okay. Yeah. So tourism now, our tourist sites, there have been some complaints that some of our tourist sites in Nigeria are not well taken care of, and so you don't find them it looking very attractive as they are supposed to be. Do you share that thought?
Well, I share it. For example, the zoo,
Okay.
you know, I think I visited the zoo twice, and I was not so happy with what I saw. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. For example, yeah.
All right. So if you want to go into hospitality as a person, as a business person, what are the things you should have at the back of your mind? What are those things you must do to ensure that your business thrives?
First of all, people want a good environment. I'm talking now for the hospitality, for the hoteliers. The environment matters a lot. For example, the structure. People look at the structure too.
Okay.
Yeah, to be able to patronize you, they want to know how good is the structure, how good is your facility. These days, internet says it all, you know. When you have some special features in your hotels, then people would want to patronize you. Then you should also look at the taxes. Yeah, know whom to pay taxes to and when to pay the taxes. That will also go a long way to help you. Then the location of your business also matters a lot, you know. And then the road that links to where you have your business is also an important feature when you are looking at going into hospitality business.
Okay, what about sourcing for your staff to take care of people who come in?
Sourcing for staff is also an issue, like I told you. You have to train them, and then you have to, like me, I look at outside Edo State. I have to be sincere with you.
Doesn't that mean you have to pay much more if you're getting people who live outside of the state to come work for you here?
Well, it is more, but then they are more loyal, I would say. Loyal to the job, like, yes,
Okay.
because you do not expect, yeah, them to call sick, because then I have to provide a house for them to stay.
Okay.
You don't expect them to call sick. Then you have to see them physically, that actually they are not feeling well. But these days you have people working within your, like they go home, they come to you. You know, the next minute they call you, they tell you they are unable to come. At the 9 minutes, maybe somebody is supposed to resume work at 4. Then by 3:30, he or she is calling to say, I can't come to work because I'm not feeling well.
And that becomes a problem.
Yeah. But then when they come from outside the state, it's much better to groom them and train them,
Okay.
you know, yeah,
Okay.
to your taste.
Okay,
Yeah.
to your taste. All right, now since we're still in the COVID-19 pandemic, how would you say the hotel business, the event planning business, recreational centers, all of those businesses that make up the hospitality sector is doing?
For now, it's okay, but it's not as good as one would have expected, because people are still like restricted. The insecurity in the state actually,
Okay.
I think, is a major factor for that right now. Not even the pandemic per se, but the insecurity of the state, you know, has really made business to slow down for now. But for other branches, I don't think for event planning, it's much of an issue, because for now, people still gather a lot. They
Okay.
just tell you wear your face mask, and yeah. So for other places, for other branches of hospitality, it's no problem.
Okay.
Just for the hospitality, for hotels, then it's, yeah, that's the issue.
Okay, on a final note, they say Nigerians are fun-loving people. So what are those particular needs of Nigerians you've identified in the course of doing your business?
A lot of people, they want the internet.
Okay.
Yeah, they want music, entertainment, live band. For recreational activities, they want swimming pool.
Okay.
Yeah, and then good food also.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are some of the things I have identified
That Nigerians
as
want.
one of the needs of the people coming to my own place.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
But is it easy? I said that would be the last question, but I just need to ask you, how is it as a woman running a hotel? How is it for you?
It's not easy, actually. it's not easy, I must confess. It's quite difficult because a lot of things, whether from technical to operation, you know, it's not easy. But
you get called upon when there is technical issue.
yeah, but what I do these
and all of
days,
that.
I have a brother with me who
Okay.
is helping me out with a lot
Okay.
of things. So I retrieve, I leave the business premises like maybe as early as 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And yeah,
Because you have a capable hand
yeah,
you could
to handle
leave
it.
with.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Thank you very much, Viva
Thank you
Kadir,
very
for
much.
coming on the show.
thank you.
All right, we'll be talking about hospitality industry in Nigeria, the challenges, the prospects of the business, and we've also identified some needs of Nigerians. So if Viva could do it, especially in a time as challenging as this, talking about the COVID-19 pandemic, if you're thinking of where to invest, my guess is that you should try the hospitality sector. There are different businesses that comprise it. You could put your hands on any that you know you can deliver on very well. We'll take a break, and when we return, we're looking at real estate and construction industry in Nigeria. Again, thank you, Viva, for coming on the show.
Thank you too.